Okay, so for this video, I want to demonstrate how to use Visual Studio Code to write SQL commands. In particular, I want to bring to your attention an extension in Visual Studio Code that was created by Microsoft. It is called MSSQL. And with that, you can use Microsoft SQL Server as the database management system while using Visual Studio Code as the front end. So normally when you install Microsoft SQL Server, you can use something like Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Now for most persons, Microsoft SQL Management Studio is a bit on the heavier side in terms of resource, right? And in terms of resource, I mean memory and things like those. So you might want to use something lighter. And Visual Studio Code presents itself as a light application where it's basically a good integrated environment for whatever development you are doing. You just need to find the right extensions for it. So let's start off by opening Visual Studio Code. If you don't have Visual Studio Code installed on your computers, it's very easy. Just go to Google or whatever search engine you use, type in Visual Studio Code, VS Code download, and you install it from that. All right. What you'll need as well is Microsoft SQL Server. Now, I already have Microsoft SQL Server installed, but just to do a quick show and tell, you can say MSSQL Server, and you can add download to it if you want. All right, just say download. All right, go to the link to do the download. All right, so on the download page for Microsoft SQL Server, there are two main options, developer and express. Now, the developer is for persons who are writing SQL commands for non-production purposes. So as students or persons who are just learning how to write SQL commands, then I would say go with the developer option, right? So you'll download and install. Again, the process is pretty straightforward. Now, usually at the end of installing SQL Server, it would ask you if you want to, or it would basically prompt you to install SQL Server Management Studio as well to give you a nice front end or a nice integrated environment to write your SQL commands. Now, you can choose not to and simply use Visual Studio Code as your front end. All right. So once you have Visual Studio Code installed and you have Microsoft SQL Server installed, what you want to do is go to the extensions option in VS Code. Now the extension you want is MSSQL, and it's right here. It's by Microsoft. So you'll click on that and you'll do your installation. I already have it installed, so it is saying uninstall for me. But for you, you'll see install. You just go ahead and install that. And up to the time of me making this video, you'll realize that it has over 4 million installs. All right, so persons are actually using this extension a lot. All right, now with that being said, we want to now bring ourselves to the point where we can start writing our SQL commands.